let's go 100.
Thanks.
There's Charles Russell there.
Yeah.
Is there no microphone for the audience? Cameras all good? Thank you. We're going to start with English media first, then we'll open it up to the Indian media. David Charles, PA, go ahead.
For sure, was that the hardest decision of the two?
No, I think taking a bit of knowledge from the last Test match we played here, albeit a long time ago, it was a pretty true flat wicket. And looking at it today, it sort of looks a little bit platey, but I think it looks a good wicket. So I think bringing in an extra seamer this week is the option we've gone with, because we think that's going to give us the best chance of winning this week.
Why is the short doing it explained, and how will we react to the match? It's not easy, how well they don't need to do.
So Baz does all the good news and all the bad news, and then I'm there to speak to any of the players if they want any further conversations with that. But look, I think Bash performed incredibly well in his first game for England. He'll just take it in his stride. He's a young lad. He obviously would want to play every game possible, but I've got no doubt that there will be more opportunities for him going forward in the series. I think he's just more than happy to be here, helping out the lads, improving his skills every single day, and I think he's just a young lad, just really enjoying being here, to be honest.
Was there any thought to leaving out around given what's happening this week? Is it sort of taking out this stride and confident needs to be more going on his mind on the time and set something wrong?
Yeah, no, I think it was always one of those situations. I think for an individual having to wait for that, it's always sort of an anxious period. But thankfully we've got it through this morning, and you got to. First of all, I think the guys at the airport did a great job at giving him his visa initially to get through, and then everyone, sort of at the BCCI and the government to get the visa through quickly. So now we don't have to worry about any more of those issues. But we were very confident that we would get the visa for Rayan before the game started. But no, there was no thoughts around not playing in this week. I think that's the great thing about youth and everything like that, is that they just take everything in their stride. I thought he handled a situation that could have affected quite a lot of people in a different way very, very well for such a young kid. But look, Rayan's, the Test matches so far he's played, I think he's done very, very well, and he's sort of everything we've asked of him, he's gone out and tried to deliver, and looking forward for him getting in the game this week.
Please go ahead.
You've got a spinner here in the team. How does that change Tom, particularly rounds one or two? So you held that back quite offside in his zone, so does that change very well?
No, not really. It's the same thing I always say to Rayan, is just whenever you've got the ball, just want you to think about taking a wicket every ball, and don't worry about too much else. And obviously having an extra seamer in this week, I think may allow us, or definitely will allow us to use Woody's skill set in a different way as we did in the first game, because obviously he was the only seamer. So, and look, the way in which Jimmy bowled last week just showed his class, that he can do it everywhere in the world, regardless of the conditions. But look, I think all Tom's performed so well so far this trip, not only with the ball but also with the bat. You obviously, when someone's got confidence like Tom does at the moment, you want to give them the ball as much as possibly can. No, I think Jasprit Bumrah is an unbelievable bowler. He's proven that for a very long time. He's obviously performed very well so far in the two games, but I think everyone has got their own way of not trying to deal with Jasprit, but we do have to score runs off him as well, and that's what we have to try and do. But also when that doesn't work, just got to say well done to the bowler, and Jasprit has been outstanding so far in the two games. But yeah, look, we've all got our own processes against every single bowler, but there's definitely no sort of team way around playing one certain bowler, but we always try and do. We always try and keep the focus mainly based around us.
Ben Stokes.
Active the issue of the rains is now sorted out, but do you hope in the future that you have a responsible use of resourcing these things, for checking these things? Do you hope that more thorough checks in the future? Because obviously it could have gone another way that could have affected the team quite a lot.
I think when you have problems like this, rather than trying to blame someone or find the blame, you just go and find a solution and get it sorted. And we've had 2 of those situations so far on this trip, and we've managed to do that. But yeah, I don't know what sort of goes on and how we ended up being in that situation, but yeah, obviously when the situation came up at the airport, then we were straight on to trying to do what we needed to do to get rain in, rather than wasting time trying to find out whose fault it was, because that wouldn't have got us anywhere.
Any more from the UK?
Is it obvious that Wood and Anderson will share the new ball then, or can you still
I think it will depend on what we end up doing tomorrow, or when sort of we end up bowling. Yeah, so probably have to wait and see until we end up bowling who takes the new one.
Go ahead, first. Go ahead.
You're, sort of also played 100th test, and Ashwin is on 499, one set of the 500 standard test cricket. So how do you see, these 2 milestones approaching for you and Ashwin, and you've enjoyed your battles with them over the years in this himself?
But how do I compare? Sorry.
Basically, you are entering your 100th test, about your 100th test, and Ashwin is on 499 wickets, so it's on Ashwin. So how do you see these two milestones, coming up in this test match? And have you enjoyed your battles with Ashwin over the years? Test cricket?
Milestones. Yeah, they just are what they are. And yeah, I've really enjoyed. I always enjoy playing against India just because of the sort of contest that it always brings, the theatre that it brings. Yeah.
Go ahead, sir.
Ben, you spoke about the pitch having sort of daily load. Do you mean it's likely to crack up as it goes, and you expect sort of uneven bounce to become a factor in?
Yeah, that's right. There's just a few, you can just see, you look down at the wicket, there's a few cracks that sort of all meet up. But again, only time will tell if they'll actually come into it. But yeah, just have to wait and see. Obviously, you never want to go with too many preconceived ideas around wickets, but you have to sort of have some kind of idea, which is obviously why you end up picking the 11 that you have done.
And you spoke about the 2016 Test cricket earlier, and Abid Rashid got a bunch of wickets for England, and especially late on day 5. So was playing Rehan and Azrun given the likelihood that conditions could be such?
No, playing Rehan just because he's performed really well in the first 2 Test matches. Yeah.
2 more gentlemen at the front here.
The last time you played in the school was how much would that help you in this doesn't matter?
No, is that 8 years ago? Yeah. So if I think I can take form from 8 years ago, then a lot's gone wrong in 8 years. So yeah, be nice to get another one here, but yeah, I don't think it can take too much from a game 8 years ago.
Last question here, Vijay in front.
Yeah, but in your team is one of starting without Virat and without KL also. Is it the best chance for India to win this test match and go ahead, because India is vulnerable machine batting once? And secondly, Virat Kohli, one of the best batsmen in the world, is not playing in this series. Do you really think that they will miss challenges too?
Yeah, I think obviously KL's sustained injury in the first game. That's obviously kept him out, and I think I said the other day that Virat not being here, I don't like it being used as a benefit to us or a disadvantage to India, because obviously there's some specific reasons as to why he's not playing in the series, and I think it should just be left at that, as opposed to an advantage or a disadvantage to any side. But and obviously I wish Virat and everything that's going on, there's all our well wishes from the team, but you want the best players playing. Virat is one of those, and hopefully we see him back out in the cricket field very soon.
Thank you. Cheers, Ben.
Thanks.